Hi, Jenny. Welcome to Some Kind of Fun. So we're in the interview segment. So how did you get involved in music?
Well, it's a long story, but I started with piano when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And I really got into Duran Duran when I was about 10. And when I realized I couldn't marry all of them, I focused mostly on the bass player.
Okay.
I was like, gonna marry him, John Taylor. And then I started bass.
Oh, okay.
I started guitar and bass.
Yeah.
I formed an all-girl band when I was in high school,
Where'd you go to high school?
Minnetonka High School.
All right. Excellent.
Yeah, yep. We were actually the band. What were we called? We were called Paranoia with Anarchy symbols for A's.
Yeah.
And we were the first all-girl band in the history of Minnetonka High School.
There you go.
April 10th, 1992.
So was that like a punk rock band with the anarchy symbols, or
We were kind of tending a little bit more towards prog rock at that point.
Sure.
But we were horrible, and we came in 9th place out of 9 bands.
Not at like a battle of the bands
Yeah.
at the high school?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
heartbreaking.
Oh my.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I ever survived
But
it.
well, you did. I mean, you're.
I
You're
barely
still,
did. I'm still here.
So so you take ninth place. Then what happens?
I think the band like reformed, and then we became a band called Hester Moffat, and then we
Okay.
were like what was our genre? We were prog, but we called ourselves hardcore surrealism. That was our genre.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah.
So
But
what were the influences of hardcore surrealism?
Rush,
Okay.
Primus, Metallica, Pantera, Faith No More, Mr. Bungle,
Yeah.
things like that.
Rock on.
Yeah. I think I was playing guitar, and then I switched to bass
Okay.
at that point.
And then
I was into all those bass players.
is that when you started playing around the Twin Cities then? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yep, all the old like metal clubs and
What clubs were those?
Ryan's.
Okay.
St. Paul. Oh, that's a good question. You know, the one that's still around, it's not a metal club, it's probably the only one still around that we used to play at is Red Sea.
Did you play at the Mirage?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I actually left my bass amp there one time and it was still there when we realized it was gone a couple of weeks later.
So how did it take a couple weeks to realize that the
I think we hadn't unloaded the van.
Oh, gotcha.
And then when we unloaded the van, it was like, where's my bass amp? And it was just like in the basement or something. I don't even remember, but yeah.
So how did you get into she-rock and teaching kids and all that?
Well, I suppose it started when I was in high school in that band and I was looking for female musicians to play with, and there was not very many to choose from, but I was putting ad after ad after ad in the city pages.
Okay.
And just had very few calls. But I was able to put that 3-piece band, Hester Moffat, together. Mm-hmm. But then after we broke up, I don't think I ever played. I played with very few women after that. And I went to music tech briefly. McNally Smith used to be called music tech.
Yeah.
For bass, and it was I was like the only woman in the bass or the guitar department, and so I think when I was around 30, I had heard about Girls Rock Camp starting in Portland,
Yeah.
and I wanted to start one here to kind of address the gender inequity in the music industry and find more women to play with, and also for other people who wanted to find like all-girl bands and whatnot.
Yeah.
So
did that start? How did the school start then? Was it like individual lessons or was it a summer camp?
It's a summer camp.
Okay.
Yep. So I just got some other women together and we started Girls Rock and Roll Retreat in 2007.
Okay.
And we had one week at Purpose Center for the Arts in Golden Valley
Okay.
in 2007. And then from there we went to 2 weeks the following year, and we did 2 weeks for several summers. And then we started the organization She Rock in 2009. So that was the 501c3 nonprofit that was
Right.
the umbrella over Girls Rock and Roll Retreat.
Okay.
And then we started doing like adult programming too for women, women's rock and roll retreat, other things like that.
Oh, fun. So there's the camp, the adult women's rock and roll retreat that's coming up.
Yep, the one that's going to be in 2023 will be March 31st through April 2nd. And the showcase will be at the Uptown VFW on
And
Sunday night.
you don't need a musical background to do that. You can start fresh.
Same with Girls Rock Camp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you do any programming not in the summer?
Well, the women's rock camp is usually spring, and we're hoping to do
Yeah.
spring and fall eventually. And then prior to the pandemic, we were doing some classes and workshops and whatnot throughout the year. And
Yeah.
we used to do at Mort's every other month an all-female jam, where we had an all-female jam band, and then kids and adults could come out and jam with the band. There was like 60 or 70 songs on the song list. We're trying to get that started again, but it's hard to find a place that's cool enough, central enough, but is also allowing kids to be there during on a
sure.
Saturday or Sunday afternoon. So that's been a struggle. But yeah, we were doing that every other month. So hoping to get that going again.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So what do you have coming up?
I play in an ABBA tribute band.
Oh, wow. When's that?
I don't know. I think we're doing a lot of these like dinner clubs and supper clubs in theaters lately.
Okay.
So I think the next one is at a place in Lakeville.
And what's that called? Or what's
Absolutely Fabulous. So that's
Absolute-
with like Katie Vernon and Jenny and Dave Russ and
Oh, fun.
crew. Yeah, that's
All
really
right.
fun.
Well, thanks for joining us. I really appreciate it. Thanks
Yeah.
for stopping by.
Sure.
All right.